Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2025 Adaptabilities Breakfast. Before we get started, can we give a big round of applause to the Ram Trio playing us in this morning? Rose Gray on clarinet, Angelina Lee on piano, and Melissa Lank on cello. Fantastic, and a great way to set the stage for a fantastic morning. We have a very ambitious program. We are going to get you out of here by 8:30, though. So lots of great speakers. And, of course, we are going to ask for your support, not only financially this morning, but also just in spreading the word about Adaptabilities and all the great work that Adaptabilities does. So right off the top, I'll ask that you put your phones on silent or on vibrate, but certainly don't put your phones away. We're going to get you to hopefully share on social media with the hashtag Adaptabilities Breakfast. Welcome to about half of this room. Welcome back to about half of this room. This is an incredible turnout to about half of the room. Welcome for the first time to the Adaptabilities Breakfast. I don't think I've ever seen this many people at this breakfast. So if you're new, give yourself a round of applause for coming out this morning. I want to thank our success sponsor. You'll notice the unique centerpieces on your table. The success sponsor today, Alberta Beverage Container Recycling Corporation. Thank you to them for providing the centerpieces. Thanks as well to our friendship sponsor, San Rufo Homes, for their high level of support. My name's Josh Clausen. I'll be your MC today. I've been here for a number of years at the Adaptabilities Breakfast. As I said, this is one of the biggest turnouts I've ever seen. For those of you that don't watch the news or watch the wrong channel, I'm the weather guy at CTV. And CTV is proud to be media sponsor once again for today's breakfast. Before we get started, I do want to respectfully acknowledge we're located on Treaty 6 territory, traditional gathering place for diverse Indigenous peoples, including the Cree, Blackfoot, Métis, Nakota Sioux, Iroquois, Dene, Ojibwe, Saulteaux, Anishinaabe, Inuit, and many others whose histories, languages, and cultures continue to influence our vibrant community. As I said, we have a great program lined up for you this morning, and there are a number of ways that you can support. As I mentioned, financially, you can volunteer. If you want to find out more about that, you can talk to one of the many volunteers that are here this morning, or you can share on social media with the hashtag Adaptabilities Breakfast. I do want to acknowledge the presence of our Adaptabilities board members with us today. I'll get them to stand. Rita Becker, Stephen Sue, Don Ferris, Alvin Pike, and Vanessa Deering. Let's give them a round of applause. We also have a large number of public and elected officials with us today. While I read your name, if you want to stand or give us a wave, that's great. I will ask, hold your applause until we get to the end of all the names, or else we'll be reading names until 8:30 this morning. So while I read your name, just give us a wave or stand. Lara McClelland, Vice President with University Relations at MacEwan University. Representing Edmonton City Council, Councillor Andrew Knack, Councillor Ann Stevenson, Councillor Ashley Salvador, Councillor Aaron Rutherford, Councillor Karen Tang, and Councillor Tim Cartmel. The Edmonton City Manager, Eddie Robar, is with us this morning, as well as Kim Petrin, the Deputy City Manager, Urban Planning and Economy with the City of Edmonton. Representing Spruce Grove, Mayor Jeff Acker is with us this morning. Morinville Mayor Simon Bursma, Beaumont Mayor Bill Daniluk, Spruce Grove Councillor Danielle Carter, Sturgeon County Councillor Kristen Toms, Edmonton City Centre MLA David Shepard is with us this morning. Edmonton Riverview MLA, the Honourable Laurie Sigurdsson, Edmonton Rutherford MLA Jody Calahoo Stonehouse, Edmonton McClung MLA Lauren Dock, Edmonton Whitemud MLA Rocky Pancholi, Lac St. Anne Parkland MLA Shane Getson. Thank you to all of the elected and public officials for being with us this morning. Outstanding to see your support. On behalf of the Adaptabilities team, thanks for choosing to be with us this morning. As I said, we will be respectful of your time. We will get you out of here by 8:30, but we have a lot of great stories that we want to share with you this morning about the fantastic work that Adaptabilities does in our community. We're going to take a quick break so you can have a chat, enjoy your breakfast. We'll start the program in about 10 minutes. Thank you. And we're back. Can we have a huge round of applause for the Edmonton Convention Center staff for a fantastic breakfast and great service this morning. Now, just like last year, sponsors of the breakfast have been instrumental in making this event a reality and a success. Over the last 3 years, sponsors have supported the event at all of the following levels that you're about to see on your screens. In 2022, just over $21,000. In 2023, that jumped to $63,500. Last year, $88,250. So that's a pretty good jump. This year, total sponsorships are $96,750. That's up $75K from back in 2022. Huge thank you to all of our sponsors. We'll ask all the sponsors to stand while their logos scroll through on the screen. If you work at one of the companies or organizations that sponsor today's breakfast, please stand so we can give you a round of applause while your logos scroll. If you're one of the sponsors, please rise. Thank you. And I believe you can find all of these sponsors, if you would like to support them after today's breakfast, in your brochure. Happy Camper sponsors, thank you. I don't want to steal their thunder by talking over the logos. That's right. If you see your logo, give yourself a little clap. That must be Denton's. Was that Denton's that stood up in it? Yeah, okay. You know, while we're going through these, I will remind you, if you find Adaptabilities on Facebook and Instagram, you'll notice there's a raffle going on right now. You can purchase some tickets. Top prize, we'll tell you more about this in a moment. Top prize is 2 lower bowl seats for Friday's game, or second prize is $1,000. So maybe you and someone at your table can win. You both go, you get the tickets, plus you get $1,000 so you can buy a hot dog and a drink at the arena. All right, thank you again to all of our sponsors. Next, I'm delighted to sure, give them a round of applause. I'm delighted to introduce 3 people to you this morning. Vanessa Deering is a mom whose son Jonah enjoys Adaptabilities programs. So Vanessa will come up and share her family's experiences. We have Allison Ross, whose daughter Holly and son Charlie enjoy Adaptabilities programs. But first, we're going to see a video featuring Michelle Hordell, founder and CEO of Adaptabilities. This is a video from the Top 20 Business in Edmonton Magazine Leaders Awards for 2024. After the video, Michelle will come up and speak. So please turn your attention to the screens.
Well, we are not an organization that can ever settle. We provide services to children and youth with disabilities, and it is super important that we find the best talent that can work directly with the participants. Innovation has been a part of our entire journey. We were never interested in creating programs that already existed. It was important for us to look at what didn't exist, what options weren't available to families. And every one of our programs was created based on something a family was looking for. One of our latest programs, called the BU program, is where participants who are longing to belong have an opportunity to participate in a program where they get to meet new friends, have fun, and be themselves. As a full-time teacher, I decided to start Adaptabilities while also raising a young family. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy and hectic to say the least. And it wasn't until I connected with 2 peer support groups. one of them being Alberta Women Entrepreneurs and the other Women's Presidents Organization. That's where the shift in my leadership started to grow. Since inception in 2004, we have had year over year significant growth. I never imagined that there would be such a demand for the services that we offer. And we really have a really unique niche. We have an amazing team that I'm incredibly proud of. And this year marks an amazing milestone for us where we are celebrating our 20th anniversary. Why is simple, because everybody has the right to belong.
Thank you for taking the time out of your day to attend this amazing event. I hope you leave today not only informed, but inspired, because what we're building together is more than a service. It is a world of belonging. As I shared in the video, I've heard from many families experiencing gaps in the disability and family support systems, and countless stories of their children not belonging. Can you think of a time when you felt like you didn't belong? If you are like me, you will remember a time. I recall a mother I met, and she shared how her child, who has autism, was asked to leave multiple summer camps because the staff were unable to support them. And each time she had to explain to her child why they couldn't come back. Not because they did anything wrong, but because the system wasn't built for them. And her story, like so many others, resonated with me. After attending AdaptAbilities Hearts in Action summer camps, her child returned home with a huge smile. She shared that they felt seen and understood, and they genuinely belonged. She felt at ease knowing that her child was in a supportive environment where they made friends, were accepted, and truly enjoyed their experience. This is what AdaptAbilities is all about. We are creating a space where families feel supported and individuals with disabilities are recognized. We ensure participants not only succeed in our programs, but also thrive and are engaged members of their communities. We hope to continue to reach other families needing support in Edmonton, surrounding communities, and we plan to bring our services to other parts of Alberta as we continue to grow. Currently, families are faced with overwhelm, extra financial costs for medication and equipment, finding reliable and knowledgeable caregivers, extra time required for daily support, planning, and advocacy. It can take an emotional toll. Constant worry, siblings often overlooked, marriages are affected. The truth is, caregivers burn out without proper support. AdaptAbilities is committed to expanding our reach, to reducing barriers for families to access respite services. We have a strong track record, a sustainable structure we've tested in Edmonton through our 3 locations, and a strong partnership with the City of Edmonton, where we are operating our BU program out of 3 rec centers. And we look forward to growing. The timing is now. With our current provincial population of 4.7 million and an anticipated growth to 7.5 million in 2044, AdaptAbilities is getting ahead of the need. We plan to reduce long wait lists and travel time by bringing respite closer to families' communities, improve accessibility, and ensure families who need it have access to our bursary program. As I close today, I encourage each of you to reflect on the role you play in this journey. Whether through volunteering, advocating, hiring a person with a disability, sending a child to camp, or simply spreading awareness, your actions have the power to make a difference. Your presence here matters. Your support matters. You are helping to build a network of care and understanding that uplifts lives, empowers individuals, and redefines what's possible. Let's continue to share stories of resilience, celebrate the strength in our community, and work towards a world where everyone belongs. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to speak here today. So I'm here not just as a parent, but as someone whose life and whose son's life has been profoundly impacted by AdaptAbilities and their Community Connect program. My adult son, Jonah, is autistic. He is a wonderful, gentle person with a love for swimming, bowling, hiking, and a strong desire to contribute to his family and community. Jonah is helpful and hardworking, but like many autistic adults, he faced some challenges, especially after aging out of school-based supports. When school ended abruptly in 2020, so did his daily routines, his social opportunities, and his structure. What came next was a void, and that void was filled by me for 3 years. And I would say filled is a little bit of a stretch, but I did my best on top of working full-time and doing all other things required of me as a spouse and a parent. So your donations don't just keep the lights on at AdaptAbilities, they keep people like my son Jonah engaged, connected, and growing. So this isn't just a program for us, it's a lifeline, and it gives Jonah a reason to get up in the morning with purpose. It gives him a community and a place where he is understood, respected, and included. And that type of inclusion is not that easy to find. I have seen how he lights up when he's with his peers, and it's actually even quite a bit different than how he is with us, his family. So I personally felt the impact of the services received from AdaptAbilities so deeply that when an opportunity arose to be on their board, I felt honored to be able to give back to this amazing organization. It's quite a privilege of mine to be able to be a part of their board. So programs like the one Jonah attends offer more than activities. It offers dignity, and it helps adults with disabilities build real-life skills, form friendships, and contribute to the world around them in ways that matter. So as donors, you may not always see the direct result of your generosity, but I do. And I see it every single day when Jonah comes home from his day program and his bucket has been filled. So he's content to kind of do his own thing. He feels accomplished, and I see it also in the independence that he is slowly building, and I feel it as a parent because I know that Jonah has a place where he belongs and some meaningful program. So essentially, it's something that he can call his own. So your support is not just an act of charity, it's an investment in people, in families, and in futures that might not have been in reach otherwise. So the return on that investment is definitely measured in confidence and in smiles and in hope. So on behalf of my son and so many other folks like him, thank you. Thank you for believing in this organization and their mission. And thank you for making a difference that can't always be measured on paper, but is definitely felt deeply every single day. So thank you.
Good morning. My name is Allison Ross, and I am a mother of 3. My 2 younger children have a rare chromosome disorder, presenting in global development delay, and are mostly nonverbal. They use augmentative and alternative communication, otherwise known as AAC devices, to help them communicate with others. We have been receiving services from AdaptAbilities for many years, primarily through Hearts in Action camps. This past fall, my daughter Holly began attending the BU program at the Meadows Rec Center, and my son Charlie started attending Weekend Respite at the Millbourne Mall location. I don't recall how we first discovered Hearts in Action camps, but we have been annual attendees ever since. My husband and I wanted our younger 2 children to experience the joy of summer camps, like their older brother had. The main reason AdaptAbilities camp model appealed to us was the additional training the staff undergo. We couldn't just hire the teenager down the street to watch our children. We tried that, and it was not successful. The lower ratio and additional staff training around health, safety, and communication was evident.
We love the theme, activities, and field trips that are thoughtfully planned for each week of camp. Charlie loves going places, whether it be on the LRT, bus, or just walking to a local park. They are a great opportunity to reinforce safety and responsibilities while in public settings. The BU program is Holly's favorite day of the week, and if there isn't a session on a particular week, it's a sad day. She wakes up excited on Thursday morning and will have already read about the planned activities to prepare herself for the session. The swimming component is a huge part of the program for her, as she loves to be in the water. I, on the other hand, do not love going swimming, so it is a win-win. Holly's pushing herself to be more independent and has recently started asking for her rec center pass at the front counter by herself, sometimes even using her AAC device. When the Millbourne Mall location opened, I was thrilled at the closer proximity to our home and registered Charlie for weekend respite as soon as I could. My husband's work shift had recently changed to include weekends, and I was finding Saturdays and Sundays to be challenging without the extra adult sharing the load of parenting 2 children with special needs. Charlie is a busy little guy. He's loud, full of energy, and needs lots of attention and supervision. The break on Saturdays, knowing he's being engaged and having fun, continues to be a huge benefit to our family. Recently, my eldest son commented that it is nice that Charlie has respite to go to. Respite benefits our whole family. AdaptAbilities continues to evolve and meet the needs of families. We look forward to being program participants for years to come. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Allison. Thanks as well to Vanessa for sharing her story and to our founder and CEO, Michelle Hordell. There's a lot more to Michelle's story, and if you want to find out more about that, there's a QR code at the top of the back page of your program. If you scan that QR code, that'll take you to a video, and you can find out a little bit more about her story. Next up, speaking of videos, we have a video where Myrna Mariona will describe how significant AdaptAbilities Hearts in Action summer camps have been in the life of her son, Emilio. After that, we'll hear from Carrie Dickinson Lee about her daughter Cora and her family's experiences. And then one last video for you. Many of you have securities, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. If you have securities, you didn't need me to explain what those are, but Andrew King is going to explain how making a donation of those securities is a highly effective way to support AdaptAbilities. And after that, you'll hear from Rich Horning and Susie Sykes about how you can support AdaptAbilities. But first, a video featuring Myrna Mariona about her son Emilio.
I found out about AdaptAbilities through a friend who, her son was already a client of the programs, and she shared with us the information, and that's how we came the first time to AdaptAbilities for summer camps. Well, I was looking for Emilio. I was looking mainly a place where he can be himself and to get the support to help him with his challenge, but at the same time to have the independence to play, to have fun, to have connection with other kids, with the staff. And that was mainly what we were looking, a place where we could be him.
I'm actually really glad to be here. No one makes fun of me, and they all treat me the way I want to be treated.
He's having a good day or a bad day. He finds the support he needs every day he comes here. We would like to thank each of the organizations that make this possible and support through donations for more kids to have access. Each of you guys are making a big impact, not just in each families, but in the society too.
Thanks, Mom.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so honored to be here this morning to share our story with you. Cora's autism diagnosis at nearly 3 years old initiated a long journey of therapeutic interventions and specialized support services. During her early childhood, we were fortunate to access a comprehensive network of resources tailored to young children with autism spectrum disorder. However, as Cora transitioned into her teenage years, we encountered a significant decline in available and appropriate programs. This scarcity of support presented a considerable challenge in fostering her development, social interactions, and overall well-being. The limitations of services left a noticeable gap. We felt sad and frustrated for Cora as we were trying so diligently to find a program for her. When we toured her high school, her new teacher mentioned AdaptAbilities. This organization has been a transformative moment for our family. From our initial contact, all of the staff have been welcoming, and the inclusive atmosphere of the organization was immediately apparent. Specific team programs offered by AdaptAbilities, particularly their structured teen social nights, provided Cora with something that she had been longing for, a genuine sense of belonging and a growing measure of independence. Witnessing her joyful participation in these social gatherings was profoundly moving for us as parents. It is evident that AdaptAbilities and their staff has created a safe and accepting environment where Cora could truly be herself. AdaptAbilities thoughtfully designed summer camp programs that resonated deeply with Cora's adventurous and curious nature. These camps offered engaging and stimulating experiences that catered to her specific interests and abilities, resulting in an immense enjoyment and personal growth. For the past 3 years, AdaptAbilities has played a major role in enriching our daughter's life. The positive impact on her social skills, self-confidence, and overall happiness has truly been remarkable. We are now approaching a bittersweet transition as Cora ages out of the team programs. We hope to continue Cora's journey with AdaptAbilities, transitioning her over to the adult day programming starting in the summer. We recognize the profound difference AdaptAbilities has made in Cora's life and the lives of countless other special needs individuals and their families. However, our experience has highlighted a critical need for the expansion of such facilities and programming. And we extend our sincere appreciation to those who support AdaptAbilities. Thank you. And we thank you for your continued support. It has made a difference in the lives of those with disabilities and their families and in our Cora, so thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Andrew King. I'm a Senior Portfolio Manager and Financial Planner here in Edmonton, and I wanted to talk for the next couple of minutes about the potential benefits of donating securities in kind when you are making your charitable donations. So typically what we see when folks are making charitable donations is they're making these donations in cash. When you make a donation to a registered charity in Alberta, you benefit from a provincial and federal tax credit. The way these credits work is you're going to get 75% credit on the first $200. Everything over and above $200, you're going to receive a tax credit of between 50 and 54%, depending on your marginal tax rate. For those who have non-registered investment accounts, there are additional tax advantages to donating appreciated securities in kind, because not only will you benefit from the provincial and federal tax credits, but you also will not be liable for any tax on any gains that you would have triggered if and when you sold that stock. So let's look at two examples. If you are in the highest tax bracket in Alberta and you make a $10,000 cash donation to a registered charity, you're going to receive about a $5,400 tax credit. So your cost on that donation is about $4,600. So now let's say you have an investment account, and in that investment account, you have a stock that's worth about $10,000, and your initial investment in that stock was $5,000. If you were to sell that stock, you were going to realize a $5,000 gain. Half of that is going to be taxable, and if you were in the highest marginal rate in Alberta, you're going to pay about $1,200 in tax on that stock. So if you were to donate that security in kind, you will receive the full provincial and federal tax credit, plus you will forego any tax on the potential capital gains. So your net cost on that $10,000 contribution is $3,400. If you still want to hold the stock, that's no problem. You just take the cash that you were going to contribute initially, buy the stock back, reset your book cost, and move on. So thanks everyone for listening, and I hope next time you're looking to make any charitable donations, you consider donating securities in kind.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rich Horning, the Director of Development at AdaptAbilities. I'm very happy to see all of you today. Feeling pretty emotional with the stories that we've heard. I hope I won't cry in front of you at the moment. We have kids with disabilities as well, so yeah, I'm really feeling the stuff that these parents have shared. We empower parents to face challenges and stress, to practice self-care. We empower people to keep their jobs. We help prevent family breakdown, even sometimes mental illness or poverty. We empower the participants with disabilities to feel like they belong, like they're included, to learn social skills and find friends when many of them have never had a friend before, to reach their full potential through coaching, teaching, and life skills training. So that's what we do. Now, I'd like to tell you what we did last year with the money we raised at the breakfast. So if you were here last year, you may remember our goal was to raise $100,000. Well, we raised $88,290, and we had some sponsorship excess money, which we put towards that and made that $100,000 happen. So we spent $60,000 on family and program needs by providing occupational therapy services, bridge funding. So bridge funding is for families whose government funding is postponed, in process, etc. And the bursary fund. The bursary fund is primarily for families who are already connected to AdaptAbilities, but are facing financial barriers, don't have enough funding for the programs they need. In 2024, we supported 68 families out of the bursary fund. Over $40,000 of that in the summer for Hearts in Action camps, including money from CN bursaries. All right, so that's the $60,000. $40,000 we raised last year went towards tech and IT. So we originally had an office move, so we moved in April to a new office. And so we used some of that money for new laptops, desktops, some IT setup and configuration, etc. And then for our respite centers, where many of our participants go for activities and programs, we got 8 Nintendo Switch games, 4 Chromebooks, Bluetooth speakers, tablets, etc., as you can see on your screen. So I want to thank everyone who was here last year. That's what you accomplished through your donations. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And now I'd like to turn it over to Susie Sykes, the co-founder of Timber Benefits.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Susie Sykes, and I'm a longtime supporter of AdaptAbilities. This morning, I have the privilege to be tasked with a very important job. So in a few minutes, I'm going to ask every single person in this room for help. But before we get to that, why am I here today? So for the past decade, I've worked as a consultant and been a donor to AdaptAbilities. I've worn a few hats over this time, and I can say without question, it's one of the greatest joys of my career. Why? I have seen parents cry tears of relief when their child makes their very first friend. I've watched AdaptAbilities team members teach a child how to safely cross the road just so they can play in the park. And I have watched the dedication of AdaptAbilities founder Michelle Hordle and her efforts to build a community, one that has made an impact on so many lives. And now it's our turn and our privilege to contribute to that impact. Today might be your first exposure to AdaptAbilities. You are in very good company. Here are some of the organizations that have said yes to supporting AdaptAbilities. Companies such as TELUS and CN have provided funding for critical projects. But the funds we need to raise today are separate from their support. The needs of AdaptAbilities are significant, and we need to rally this incredible room and our amazing community to deliver impact. Our goal today is to raise $125,000. This does not include the sponsorships from the breakfast. This is me, and this is you all giving today. So what is the need? We have $50,000 for the AdaptAbilities Bursary Fund and Bridge funding. This is critical, so families facing financial hardships can send their kids to camp, or families who are working really hard to qualify for that government funding can access the support they need and get off that waiting list. $50,000 for AdaptAbilities respite centers. There is a long list of families waiting for help. AdaptAbilities needs $50,000 to create new respite centers in Edmonton and surrounding areas. The next center should open later this year or in early 2026, and the money we raised this morning will help directly with that. $25,000 for an employment program. For years, AdaptAbilities has worked with adult participants to support their employment goals, but they need to establish a formal employment program with specialized training and mentorship. In your program, there are other examples of how specific donations will support these three projects. And finally, let me ask you to consider becoming a member of AdaptAbilities Circle of Champions monthly donors. So why a monthly donation instead of a one-time contribution? AdaptAbilities needs consistent, reliable funding to make sure families and people with disabilities get the support that they need. Every single dollar, every single month makes a huge impact. So we would love to see 100 new monthly donors this morning, even if it's $5 a month, $10, $50, $100 or more. I invite you to join me. And of course, you can cancel anytime. So finally, everyone, the time is here to make a donation. You might only be able to give $10 or $25. Please do. Every single dollar makes a huge difference. Every donation matters. Or maybe you decide to give $5 or $10 a month. Again, please do. Some of you can give 100, 200, 500, 1,000, maybe even 5,000 or more. Of course, to you as well, we say, please do. Last year, about 60% of us attending this breakfast made a donation. Today, we need that number to go up, way up. So let's rally around individuals with disabilities and their families and see if 90% of this room can make a donation of any size to AdaptAbilities today. And I want you to know that every dollar you give this morning right now goes to those three projects I just mentioned. Not a single dollar will go towards this lovely breakfast we had or credit card processing fees. $50,000 for the bursary fund and bridge funding to help families facing financial barriers. $50,000 for AdaptAbilities' new respite center, and $25,000 to begin a new employment program for adult participants. $125,000. We can do this. Finally, your donations today will be matched up to 50% by Rogers Birdies for Kids, presented by AltaLink. The time has come, everyone. On your tables, please take your smartphones out and take a picture of the QR code on the front of your printed program. This will take you directly to the donation page. You can also just type in adaptabilities.ca/donate. That's the URL up on the screen. And e-transfers are also great to finance@adaptabilities.ca. And if you'd rather give by cash or check, there are these envelopes on your table. So feel free to use the enclosed donation card and just drop it in the donation box at the doors. And if your phone is giving you any sort of grief where it dies, you can also give by credit card in these donation cards. All right, so everyone's doing their job. Thank you. And if you're using the donation card to donate, feel free to text your amount if you're giving, so we can include it in today's totals. That's the phone number up on the screen, and it's also printed on the envelopes. Thank you so much. Let's do this. Let's raise $125,000. Thank you.
Thank you, Susie. Thanks to Rich, to Carrie Dickinson-Lee for sharing her story, to Andrew for telling us all about securities. And it was lost on me, but hopefully some of you understood what he was talking about. And a great video about Emilio's experiences at the Hearts in Action summer camps. I know some of you are just starting to donate. The process is just beginning, but can we bring a total up so far? Where are we? $20,640. So, all right, we're slowly getting there. That's good. We need a little over 100,000 yet. All right, next we're going to hear from Andrea Hines, who will talk about her family's experiences at AdaptAbilities.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. It's truly an honor to be here with you all today in support of this absolutely wonderful charity, AdaptAbilities. I only have a few brief moments to speak with you today, which is certainly not enough time for me to say all the wonderful things that I could say about AdaptAbilities. But I know we are all gathered here on limited time before going about our day. My family first became involved with AdaptAbilities nearly 3 years ago when it was evident then that my 6-year-old son, Ivar, was a special child in need of finding some special people who could offer him a safe, inclusive, and fun summer camp experience. We came across AdaptAbilities online in a Google search and have since enjoyed 2 years of summer camps with them. We're looking forward to another undoubtedly great summer with AdaptAbilities starting next month. As camp participants, we received the organization's newsletter. It was there that we learned of the partnership between AdaptAbilities and Doran-Lee Darling Doodles, and that 2 Australian Labradoodle puppies would be gifted to 2 families who sent in an application. As all the other parents in the room can surely attest, younger children are always begging their parents for a pet. This was never an option for our family, though, as I am highly allergic to cats and dogs, something that my children have not had much sympathy or understanding for. And I was not about to compromise with a tarantula or a snake. But when I learned that Aussie Doodles are hypoallergenic, the conversation started with my husband, and we decided that we would explore this opportunity further. He too had long wanted a dog. That night, I took to my computer and wrote Doran-Lee Darling Doodles the equivalent of a short novel about why we would be a good family to choose and what all we could offer a dog. It was probably the best pitch I ever did in my life, at the expense of an entire evening of Michelle, the breeder's time, though, I'm sure. Fast forward to the day Michelle gives us the best news ever, that we were one of the chosen families. And my oldest child, Merrick, asks her, "Why did you choose us?" Lo and behold, it was in part my very long-winded and meticulous letter. So I guess it all worked out. Our beautiful dog, whom we named River, has been such a wonderful addition to our lives, beyond what we ever could have imagined. Although she is technically Ivar's dog, she has really made her own special relationship with each member of our family individually. My husband and her play fetch. My son Merrick and her hang out together. Ivar picks her up and carries her everywhere. Our daughter Roxana dresses her in random outfits, and I am the one who takes her for long walks along Edmonton's River Valley. I think I may have a slight edge on the others as I also feed her, but you wouldn't be able to tell. Her love for each of us is unconditional and so pure that everyone feels like River is their dog first and foremost. She has seamlessly merged into our lives. Since having her for nearly a year now, Ivar has become a much more patient and gentle child too. He has learned how to care for a smaller and more delicate being, and he does a great job in cleaning up after her in our yard too, a job that no one wanted to take on, but one that he takes great pride in doing. Hallelujah. And just as I could go on forever about AdaptAbilities, I could also do the same about Doran-Lee Darling Doodles, this partnership to deliver furry companions to families, and how incredibly grateful we are. But alas, my 4 minutes of time is up. I will close in saying that there is no better way for you to direct your funds than to this organization and all the wonderful work that they are doing, including this newer initiative that will surely bring so much joy and fun to other families, just like we have been blessed to experience. So please do what you can to support AdaptAbilities in any way possible. They are truly a remarkable group here in our beautiful city. Thank you so much.
Some of you are finding that you're not getting access to our donate page. Some of you are, so we've received quite a lot for those of you who are donating online. For some of you, the page is crashing. So what I'd like you to do is, if you're planning to donate by credit card, please take an envelope that's at your table. You can donate by credit card through the envelope. That'll work totally fine, just as well as doing online. So whatever you're planning to do online, and if it's crashing for you, please use the card. The other thing is that we cannot legally ask you for your credit card or your security code on the back of the card. So you'll notice on there the credit card information asks for the number and your name, etc. We cannot ask you on the print for the CVC, the security code, but we need it to process your donation. So there's an email address. You can email me your number, or if you say, hey, you know what, I'm just going to write it on here, I'm not going to stop that. So anyway, one way or the other, if it's not working online, please use the card and donate that way. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Despite the problems, we did get 20,000 almost immediately. Can we? Where are we at right now for totals? We're still at 41,000, which is great. So that number is certainly going to climb. Well done. Thank you to everybody that has been donating so far. And as Rich said, there are ways to get around if you're having problems with the online donation. All right, one last video for you, and then we will wrap our program. Please turn your attention to the screens as Chris Thompson and his daughter Shay talk about their experience with AdaptAbilities.
When I think of AdaptAbilities, I feel, number one, appreciative and grateful just for the way that they have been there for us as a family and for Shay throughout these years. I feel incredibly proud of my daughter and so amazed to see how she has grown up into this wonderful young lady who is funny and smart and sweet and kind, and knowing that the team here has just played a really important part of that and helping her to be able to express herself and just turn into this wonderful young lady that I love very much.
And I like doing a lot of things. Playing some games, coloring. I like going to the mall sometimes. It's a lot of fun. AdaptAbilities is my favorite part to do.
We were going through some real difficult times, and for them to be able to kind of step in and be able to provide those services was amazing. They did such an amazing job too. Shay, she really loved her time there. I think she really blossomed in terms of making friends, and I think just growing up. I mean, I think she really, went kind of from being a kid to a young lady, and I think they just had a huge part of helping making that happen for her.
Thanks to Chris and Shay for sharing their stories with us. Again, thank you to all of you who have donated. A reminder that if you are donating in the envelope by cash or check, you can drop those off in the red boxes at the back being held by the volunteers. One more reminder about the raffle, just another way that you can support AdaptAbilities. If you find AdaptAbilities on Facebook and Instagram, $10 for 1 ticket, $40 for 5 tickets. Top prize is 2 seats in the lower bowl for Game 2 on Friday. Second prize is $1,000. The draw will be made Friday morning, so you can find AdaptAbilities on Facebook and Instagram and get in on that raffle action. All right, one last check, or you can use the QR code that's on the screen right now and get in on the raffle there. The date for the next breakfast is Wednesday, May 27th, right here at the Edmonton Convention Center. So we hope to see you back in just under a year, May 27th of next year at the Edmonton Convention Center. All right, one last check on the total before we go. $58,020. Thank you to everybody. As we said, the goal is $125,000, so if you're still on the fence, you heard about some fantastic things that were happening at Adaptabilities. Please share that. I'm going to just snap one quick picture here. You can share on social media using the hashtag Adaptabilities Breakfast. Thank you. If you want me to blur your face out in that photo, just find me at the back later on. Thanks to everybody for coming out. I think we got you out of here at 8:30. Is that 8:29? Thanks to the organizers from Adaptabilities for having me back as your MC. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Go Oilers, go.